Truth. First time rapping, yeah, I'm in the booth. Don't shoot. Which I need some proof.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
Ronnie Speed, yeah, Ronnie Speed. When I drive, I make
video, and then where you were just showing all your 2500. I said, okay, all right. I said I can get with that.
Introducing the 2 racks a week challenge.
All right, let's get it. Man, what's going on, people? Ronnie Speed coming back. Man, y'all know what time it is. Here we have another winner from the 2 racks a week challenge. Show them the shirt, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Time for the celebration. Another driver who hit and achieved $2,000 in a week, man. So here we have Derek. Derek, do a quick introduction. Let the audience know what platform you driving on, and what city and state you are in.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. So my name is Derek. I'm out of Sacramento, California. I do Uber and Lyft, but with the 2000, a week, I was doing Lyft with that. So
Okay, yeah, not too shabby. So let's just dive right on in, shall we? Since people want to hear these numbers. So let the audience know exactly how many hours did you do and how much money did you make?
so I actually have to go on my have to actually go on the app because I didn't really you
Hold on,
know
I can check real quick.
okay. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't
Okay,
really
so here it is right here. I see on the lift, you did 66 hours, 44 minutes for $2,013. So not too shabby. And I know you sent me another one. Okay, no, that was just the goal. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. You see it. Oh, I got there it go. Bam. So y'all see the numbers right there. So let y'all know he not capping, and I will also, put the screenshot at the beginning, man. So congratulations. So how did you get involved with, doing rideshare?
well, it started even though I'm originally from California, I was actually in Florida for 2 years just taking care of some business, and I was just doing like these small jobs, and I wasn't really getting paid like that. So
Mhm.
I'm like, I need that extra money. I'm like, I always heard about Uber and Lyft, but I'm like, let's try it. It can't hurt. Let's try it.
Yeah.
And so I started just doing the Uber and the Lyft thing, and I'm like, man, this could actually be like a full income type thing, like a full time thing. So I was pretty hyped up about it, and I was doing Uber and Lyft, but I was doing Uber more, and I was killing it. I don't think I was making 2,000 a week, but I was still killing it. And then eventually, I wound up moving back to California to take care of some family issues. So I'm here currently right now, and that week that you guys see that I made the 2,000, that was literally my first time coming back to ride sharing from a 2-year break.
Okay. Damn, man. So congratulations. Wow. 2 year hiatus, then came back, then your first week back you hit $2,000. What what better way than
hmm
started off properly.
hmm
Damn. So you said what city in Florida?
I was in Orlando. I was in Orlando, Florida.
Okay, you was in Orlando, Florida. You said you was doing some small jobs, right?
Yeah,
Like what exactly were those jobs, or you don't have to
yeah.
say exactly what it was, but what? Mhm.
There like temp agencies. I was a janitor. I was just making minimum wage type stuff.
Mhm.
And it wasn't paying the bills. And so I'm like, man, I got to make a change. Let me be on my own schedule. Let me kind of control how much money I could make. And then when I found the Uber and Lyft thing, and Orlando is a big city, as you know, and
Mhm.
I was not too far from the college campus, picking up all the college kids and stuff like that. So it worked out nice.
Nice, man. Good job. So who told you about like doing rideshare? Because I know a lot of people like, man, I need another job. They probably would start, filling out applications, or some people get nervous, or maybe I need to go back to school and get a some type of degree. How did you just dive right into the rideshare? Did you see some numbers, or did somebody tell you about it?
But I guess it was a mix between like the car that I got when I first got to Florida. I got like I had like a hatchback Hyundai Elantra, a little four
Hmm.
cylinder. So I know it was really good on gas. And then one of the guys who actually sold it to me, he mentioned it. I didn't really take him
Mm.
seriously. He was like, oh, you could think about doing Uber or Lyft. I'm like, I'll think about it. But that was when I had my regular jobs.
Okay.
But he kind of put the idea in my head, and then finally when things kind of got tough, I'm like, you know what, let me try it.
Okay. Yeah, let's go back in time, man, to like your first week driving. So talk about like the first week driving compared to you being at, like the jobs before, man. How did you feel, that week, like switching over? Now you relying on yourself, you in the car by yourself, everything is on you. How did that feel?
It felt good. It felt good. Like, it
Mm-hmm.
feels good being like your own boss. You're on your own schedule. You can stop, take a break whenever you want to. I mean, you pretty much have all the freedom in the world as you want, and so that makes you feel more comfortable, and which makes you more motivated to work. More motivated to grind, because you
Mm-hmm.
don't have all these other distractions and a boss yelling at you and all this other kind of side stuff. So.
Yeah, I like the fact that you have touched upon like the motivation like factor,
Mhm.
because you're right. Like you definitely feel more motivated to work. You feel happier. Like when you were at your job, did you feel like drained? Like, oh man, here go another day. Like I got to go back to doing this. Like, was you like drained or like just beat over the head?
Um, on some of the jobs, yes, but for me, it was more about, like, I don't have the freedom to do like what I want to do. Like, even if I wasn't burnt out, I'm like, man, I got this person telling me what to do. I can't,
Yeah.
once again, I can't get that raise anytime I want to. Like, I gotta, pay these bills. Like, I felt kind of locked in a cage almost. That's what it was like. Because
Yeah.
I don't mind working. It's cool. I used to be in the military, so I can get my hands dirty. That's not a problem.
Okay.
But the lack of control I have over leveling up, that was kind of my problem. I'm like, yeah, man, nah, I can't do it.
Okay. Yeah, man. I know exactly how it is, man. People telling you what to do, then after a while, it's just like you want more. You want like you can see yourself like kind of like in the future. You don't know what you want to do, but you kind of know what type of lifestyle that you want, and you just don't know how to get there. Then you sign up to like do Rideshare. You making more money than you were at your normal job, and it's like now you start to see like the light at the end of the tunnel. So
Hmm.
talk about like the transition. Like once you switched over, like how did your income like you know, turn it, I mean, get into effect? Like, did you start making more money immediately or did you struggle a little bit?
It was definitely a learning curve, because just like anything, you kind of don't know the ins and out of it. No matter how many YouTube videos you
Right,
see,
right.
you're always gonna have to, boots on the ground, see what it is for yourself. So after a lot of trial and error, that's when I started seeing the results that I wanted to see. Because I'm like, man, did I really make enough today? Could I have went longer? Was I really supposed to go here? Was I really supposed to be staying at the airport for this long? So all these little different things, I was trying to figure out. And then once you find a routine, a good rhythm, and you're like, okay, if I do this consistently, I'm gonna make this amount of money. I'm good. I'm set.
Mm-hmm.
So it was more like that. But it wasn't that bad though. You
Right.
just got to be mindful, pay attention to detail, and just look at the different variables. Don't Be flexible. Don't lock yourself in, because there's many ways to skin a cat, as they say.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was pretty much focusing on.
Okay. Yeah, man. You just got to get out there, put the time in. I always say,
Mhm,
like, it's up to you to learn your
mhm,
market and figure out where to be and where not to be. It's going to,
mhm,
everybody have a different learning pace, different motivating factors, but it can be done. It's, the same
mhm,
formula.
mhm.
So, how did you find out, about my channel and like the 2 racks a week challenge?
Um, when I was right before like started the lifting game, from that 2 years, I was getting my car in order. I was fixing things, and I'm like, all right, let me just look at different Lyft and Uber strategies, since uh the times are different. It's been 2 years, so I'm pretty sure there's some things that's changed. So I'm like, let me go on YouTube and look at some things. But I originally went on YouTube because I heard about the Uber Tesla rental thing. That's what I originally went on the YouTube for, because I was trying to see
Mm,
about that, and I seen people have different videos about it. Then I came across your video about it. I think you have like a 4-part series on that or something like that.
yeah.
And but then I think that's when I seen like 2,000 a week, and I'm like, Like I always seen those videos before, but they all kind of look kind of sus. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
people are just saying that stuff. But when I finally clicked on yours, like first of all, you're authentic, which is rare to get on YouTube. You're
Right, right.
authentic, and just the way you presented everything made it. You just made it seem like it's actually attainable. It's realistic because sometimes I'm not even talking about rights. I'm talking about other things. These guys are
Yeah.
like, get $2,000 in 30 days and all
Yeah,
these little
yeah,
quick
yeah. Clickbait, yep.
clickbait, get rich quick schemes. But you're really real with it. I'm like, man, if I really do this, then I can actually make it happen. This is actually real. This is actually real. I could actually do this. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me make this as this is my goal right here. This is my
Mm,
goal. Let's see if I can really do the 2,000 a week. Like it got me really motivated, bro. Because like I said, you made it seem like it was actually attainable. Like
mhm.
the average Joe could do it. You don't have to have Uber Black or Lux or none of that stuff. You can just have an average car. Me, I have a Dodge Caravan, so yes, I do get the
Okay.
XL. But regardless, anyone can do it. And so after I seen your presentation, how you were, I'm like, man, I got to do this.
Okay, hell yeah, man. Well, thanks for checking it out because you're right, man. It's a lot of people out there that be capping or they'll just do it for like 1 week only, and they just be like the one trick pony. But
Mhm,
not only you see me doing it, I just had like other people showing that they could do it too, and what can be done in certain markets, man. So
mhm.
once you found my content, you seen the 2 racks a week challenges, like other winners, what was some of the things that that you were doing wrong, or some of the beliefs that you had prior to how you think about rideshare now?
I would say the first thing is I was, at least from before, I was too strict. Like I said before, I wasn't flexible. I'm like, no matter what, I have to be at the airport. I have to stay here for this amount of hours.
Mm.
If I don't get it, then I don't get it.
Okay, okay.
I was kind of too scared because just as humans, whatever's normal to us, we like. We kind of just
Yeah.
gravitate towards.
Hmm.
And I'm like, because I was too scared. Because I'm like, man, if I don't get these airport rides that are like 20 or 30 a piece, then I'm gonna fail. So I was kind of scared. But learning now, no, like there's more than one way to do something. Branch out. Look at try to put like plan A, plan B, plan C, and just try them all out, trial and
Yeah.
error. Don't be scared. Move around, and once again, find whatever is good for your market. Don't listen to everybody else because they don't know your market. They don't know what you're going through. They don't know the
Right.
different variables. They could be driving during the day. You could be driving at night. You don't know. And so being more flexible, that really helped me. The second thing is time. Like you said, people think they could just do it, just doing a few hours a day. No, you got to put in that time. Even and
Absolutely.
you got to put that time in. You got to grind it out. If you really want that 2,000 a week, you got to grind it out. There's no escaping that. So
Hmm.
once that settled in, like, hey, Derek is going to be 10 or 12-hour days straight up. Deal with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I owned it. I believed in it. I'm like, all right, let's get started. So those are like the two big things that really kind of
Mm.
really shaped my mind. And I guess the third thing would be having a goal. Like my specific goal was with your videos and really believing that I could do it. That really motivated me. I know some people, they may have bills or any other things, but for me, if there's no goal, if you're trying to just do it just to do it, I could be wrong. Everyone's different. It's going to be very hard. You got to
Yeah.
have that. You got to have that thing to look forward to. So every day you could be like, all right, I'm doing it for that. I'm doing it for that. I'm doing it for that. And at the end, you get to eat. So
Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah, let's talk about that. What was your why? I know, of course, that you wanted to prove to yourself that you could be do it, but I'm pretty sure it was something a little bit deeper that that kept you going. Because once you embraced, it's like, okay, like you said, okay, Derek, it's gonna be 10, 12 hour days. Like, deal with
hmm
it.
hmm
Like, what just kept you out there? Because I know at times it could seem like, damn, it's a milestone.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So other than your inspirational videos of me trying to make that milestone. Me personally, I'm trying to, because we live in California. The prices are
Yeah.
high.
Right. Right.
And so freaking all of our paycheck is going towards food and rent. So
Hmm.
I want to give myself a bigger surplus of money at the
Okay.
end of every month so I can spend on myself, you
Mm.
know. And two, I eventually want to start a family too. So that's another
Okay.
thing. I gotta have money if I'm gonna be taking care of a wife and having kids and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
I gotta save and make more money and stuff like that. So I guess that's like the real like you know deep in my heart motivation. You know what I mean? Keeping me going, staying out here that long and everything, or this long. But yeah, man, it's that if I want to reach that next level in life, if I want to have a comfortable life, if I want to uh if I want to live comfortably, then I gotta grind now, you know.
Yeah. It's like that vision that you have for yourself,
Hmm.
man.
Hmm.
And yeah, let's touch upon that because you say you're planning for the future, want to start a family, and how much money that's gonna cost, especially you trying to be the leader and provider of the family. Like, does it seem like more obtainable now since you made like like $2,000 and you readapted your mindset, like, or just like, damn, man, like, fuck, it's still gonna be hard, or maybe it's not like how I thought it was, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think yeah, I would say it's a little bit of both
Okay.
because you have your goal, you have your motivation, you've done it once, so you know you could do it, right? And
Hmm.
you have that goal, so you have that discipline. So to me, you're on that path. But as humans, right, we have our ups and downs, just like everybody, we have
Yeah.
our ups and downs. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be days I'm like, man, I am not trying to be out here right now.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That I'm gonna be feeling it's gonna be very very hard. But overall, if I'm gonna say overall, no, I'm gonna stay motivated. I'm gonna stay grinding. I don't see me slowing down unless something tragic happens. But yeah, everything seems I'm still doing trial and error. I'm still
Yeah.
doing trial
Yep.
and error right now. And so yeah, so I'm still on the move. I'm still on the move.
Okay. When did you start again? Like, since you been back to California?
Um, what week was that? When did that start? Whatever the first day of that week was, that was the day I
All right. Let
started.
me see real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Oh,
has the.
damn! It was October 17th.
Okay, yeah. So that's literally like the first day I started from that 2 year break.
Okay, let's talk about that because I met a lot of riders, who've taken Uber and Lyfts, and they were
Hmm.
saying like, yeah, where are you from? They asked me where I'm from, and I tell them like I'm pretty local, and they
Hmm.
said they met drivers from Sacramento, Modesto,
Hmm.
Fresno, Bakersfield, all over, you know, uh, pretty much the state. So
Hmm.
talk about like the market, um, in Sacramento, like the week that you made that $2,000. Were most of your trips around that area, or did you come to San Francisco at all?
Um, I would say yeah. Most were in Sacramento, but there were times that I did have to go to San Francisco Airport or San
Ooh.
Jose. you know, and then and I think one of the days I want to say one of the days I did stay in San Jose for a while because I was already out there. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
let me just stay out there for a
Right,
while,
right,
and just kind of do my thing. But most of it was in Sacramento. But definitely since Sacramento is not the Bay Area,
right.
so you're not gonna get paid as much. You're gonna be grinding for longer. I noticed that. I've already noticed that. I'm gonna be grinding longer if I just stay in Sacramento. So once again, I'm kind of doing some trial and error. How long should I stay in Sacramento? Should I just head over to San Jose real quick? Should I just go back? I'm trying to figure that out still.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but
yeah, yeah. I didn't
but
mean to
um,
cut
but
you
the,
off. Go ahead.
yeah, that's all good. Yeah, but overall, the Sacramento market it's pretty cool. It's pretty busy.
Okay. Yeah, every now and then I get up there. I'm trying to think the last
Hmm.
time I've been in Sacramento. It's been months, but
Hmm.
yeah, I was always wondering because once I get up there, I pretty much set a destination, to head back towards San Francisco Bay Area. So
Hmm.
like during that week, did you use any destination filters, or you just rolling with it?
Um, I want to say I used it one time, and I think that was when I was leaving San Jose, going back to
Mm,
Sacramento.
okay,
I think it was only one time, I believe.
okay. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. And especially like your first week back, because
Mm.
it's not like you in a major area. I know it's still some rides out in Sacramento. It's probably not that
Mhm.
many drivers. But to make it back on your first weekend, like you said, you still got a lot to learn. So shout out to you for doing that, man. It's only uphill from here. If you can
Yep.
make it, during the, out in that market, in that short time frame, once you really get comfortable and start set destinations and
Mhm.
come to SFO, Oakland Airport or San Jose Airport, then
Mhm.
if you end up out here, you already know it's on and popping.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, since you drove, two different markets, probably one of the very few who drove in like two different states, like, why do you think people don't achieve $2,000 or have a negative? I'll say more so. Yeah, two questions. Why do you think people don't achieve $2,000 and have a negative like experience?
Um, I would say the first one, to be blunt as possible,
Mm-hmm.
they don't want it. No discipline. That simple as that. As humans, once again, we're naturally lazy. We want to stay comfortable. So as soon as things start getting hard, we want to kind of just quit.
Yeah.
And so or if any type of resistance comes, to us, we want to quit. So the person may be halfway through the, but maybe just maybe they don't do it as good, or they just got really lazy, or whatever the situation is, and then they're like, okay, since I messed up this one day, I can't redeem myself, so I'm just going to quit.
Right.
Or they realize how much work they have to do, and they're like, man, this 2000, it
Yep.
sounds good, but I'm good. I'm good. And to me, and the second thing, I really believe the goal thing. If you don't, if you're not looking forward to something, if you don't have a reason to do it, almost like learning a language, like polyglots always tell you, if you want to learn a language, you have to find something about that language that you love. What is bringing you towards that language? Because if you're just learning it just to learn it,
Mm.
then there's a lot of times you're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. So one, people don't have the discipline, or whenever it gets hard, they quit. And two, there's not a focus. They don't have that goal, so it's not gonna keep them there. It's not gonna keep you there.
Yep. Absolutely, man.
Hmm.
I'll say I'll answer that question too. I think a lot of people aren't aware, first and foremost. So people don't even think it's possible, and
Hmm.
I understand why, because there's so many uh like drivers with negative opinions. And if you look
Hmm.
online, like YouTube videos, do some research, same thing. Clickbait titles, like negative stuff gets the clicks, and people
Hmm.
become fearful, and then be, oh well, maybe it's not worth it because this dickhead, they had a bad experience. But
Hmm.
then once you actually can see what could be done, now you have a choice to make. And some people, they'll make the right choice. All right, let me try this out, see if I could do it. I didn't even know this was possible, and they do it. I'm like, oh damn, nah, this shit feel pretty good. Now let me continue going. Or people be like, oh, this he full of shit, or she full of
Hmm.
shit. What about this? Look how many hours they had to do, and they
Hmm.
don't. It's like they block those blessings, man.
Hmm.
And like, I agree with you on the second point as far as like drivers having a negative experience. They have nothing that they're striving for. It's like, if you transition to this and you only focus on driving and driving and driving just to make money, then eventually it's going to become monotonous, and it's not going to be fulfilling, because it's like you want to do other things, and stuff is changing and the rates are changing, and people just focus on that. And like, once you just focus on how much money you getting per mile and all this stuff, then next you start going down the rabbit hole. Then you start having negative experiences. Then now you in the car pissed off, and it's not like you're not in a joyous mood, So you gotta think beyond driving, man, and focus on like skill sets. What else are you pursuing? Because if you're
Hmm.
making $2,000, you're trying to keep your expenses as low as possible. You could take some of that money and invest in yourself. Invest on some education, another skill set. Things that you could do to make you more money in the future. And before I go into that, I was gonna ask you, why do you think this 2 racks a week challenge is so important?
I think it's important because it tests you, you know, and as a human being, and especially as a man, for all. women too, but especially for men, since we're kind of like the workers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We kind of need that push. We need that push to succeed. And by pushing yourself to do the 2,000 a week, that builds confidence. It helps you manage your motivation. It actually other than helps you monetarily, it actually makes you a better person. It actually literally, and it actually strengthens you mentally. Because as you know, during the week, sometimes, man, it gets tough sometimes,
Mhm.
and you really want to quit sometimes, especially
Yeah.
especially if it's a slow week and you really got to extend those hours. So yeah, maybe the week before the 2,000, you got away with around 50 or 60 hours, but now you got to pull some 70 or whatever. You just got to go crazy.
Right,
You
right.
just you, so so it really actually, people just think about money. It's not only about money. It actually makes you a better person. You take on this challenge, it will actually make you a better person in all aspects of your life.
Yep, I agree with that because some people look at it as like you said, only the money aspect. It has nothing to
Hmm.
do with the money. The money is cool. Don't get me wrong, the money is cool, but
Hmm.
it's like that feeling of achievement. Like, damn, I think for a lot of people, transition is like it's all new. There's no like no manual. You just sign up and do the little stupid tutorial. Then next you sign online. So you got to be self motivated and like you got to rely on yourself and you got to set goals. But the main objective of this challenge is to prove to yourself, like develop the habits and to prove to yourself that you are capable, that you can become competent, and that you can reach these goals. Simple as that, because it's you versus you.
Hmm.
Especially if you transitioning from a regular job. Most of the time you could just show up. You could do bare minimum. As long as you stay out the way and working or act like you're working, you get a check. But now it's all on you, and like you pushing yourself, you set new goals, and like the bar, your standard is getting higher and higher for yourself. And I think that's these type of disciplines and these type of characteristics are the characteristics that you need to get to the next level. Because it starts off, oh well, this is not a real job, and once you start a real business, but it's like if you can't even set out a goal and execute on rideshare, let's say drive 50, 60 hours a week, how can you execute the next thing? Because that's gonna be even harder.
Hmm.
Because now it's that whatever you're trying to do, it's gonna require some type of like learning, reading, maybe mentorship or a coach or something, and you can't even do this. How can you do the next thing? So I think for most people who have made this money, like a lot of people were like in bad places and they transition to doing this. And it's like, damn, they start seeing, you know, short term wins. And most people it's like, wow, you went from getting, let's say, $800 bi-weekly, now you making $2,000 in a week. And most
Hmm.
people never like had that type of joy or those type of wins, financially. So it's like they transition to a whole new person. Yeah, so that's the main objective of this challenge, man. So for people who's gonna be watching, this this episode or any other ones, like that's the main objective. Oh well, look how many hours you had to do to make 2,000. It's forget the hours, man. It's about the disciplines and you executing. That's the most important thing, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
So yeah, before we get up out of here, you want to leave them with any last tips or words of wisdom?
um Man, we covered a lot, but just like I said, you said, one, you have to put the time in. People, you got to put the time in, just like anything in life. If you want to get good at something, you got to put the time in, right? All the famous NBA players or rappers, whatever like that, was one thing that have all in common. They all put the time in, right?
Timing. Yep.
Two, we got to be flexible. People, we got to be. We're not robots. We're humans. We're not robots. If you see something isn't working, then change it. Don't be scared. There's plenty of times where I want freaking taken a nap longer than I should have, or
Right.
stayed at
Right.
a place longer than I should have
Mm-hmm.
on the road. But guess what? I adjusted. I'm like, all right, that means I got to do 2 hours more tomorrow. That means I got to start earlier this time. That means I have to go over there, with the college kids this day. Whatever the situation is, branch out. Don't be afraid of trial and error. It's okay. Even if you don't get the 2,000 a week your first time, don't get it. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
You know, we have to work up to it. Just because you don't get it that 1 week, don't think it's, oh, well, I can't do it no more. It's the end of the world. Like, nah, man, nah. Trial and error. Once again, it's all about discipline and building yourself up. So guess what? It's not gonna happen overnight. Don't give
Right.
up on you. That's another thing. You know, it's teaching you not to give up on yourself. Don't feel sorry for yourself. And like we are talking about before, you know, have that goal. It's more deeper than, you know, making money, putting those hours in. Find some type of, find something that you can actually get from this. So an example that I want to use is me personally. With the money I'm getting from this, I actually want to I want to buy this digital marketing course that I want to get,
Mm.
because I want to do digital marketing. And I also want to buy this appliance repair program also, because I want to start my like appliance repair business, you know, like doing you know, fixing refrigerators and washing and dryers, you know. So that's another goal of mine. So these are like solid goals that, guess what, this rideshare way of life, if you want to call it, could really help me. So that's going to keep my motivation always on a top level. It's going to fluctuate, but it's always going to be
Yeah.
consistent, and my discipline's always going to be there. So that's just my you know, advice for, you know, people.
Yeah, man. I like it. I like everything you
Mhm.
just said, and you know that's what this is for, man. Getting them disciplines in, you know, not giving up on yourself, like reinvesting in yourself, and you know, being happy. You know, being
Mhm.
happy and trying to achieve great things, not wasting our time. You know, partying, going to these music
Mhm.
festivals and concerts and stuff. As
Mhm.
everything is about, you know, leveling up, readapting our mindset, creating visions for ourselves, taking action, and levitating, man. But
Yep.
on that note, you know, I want to thank you once again for coming on doing this interview. Shout out to you. Shout out to Sacramento. 2 racks a week, first week back on the platform. Uh, yeah, man. So that pretty much concludes this episode. So holla back, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time. Peace. 2 racks a week. 2 racks a week. Ronnie Speed. Yeah, Ronnie Speed. 60 hours.